Hello everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and today is Wednesday the 18th. Thursday the 18th, sorry. Had a big rally today. I'm looking at Cobra's chart here with the VIX, and boy, you talk about really getting hammered. The VIX just fell right back into that falling wedge again. That's just absolutely amazing that it did that. I really was shocked that we got such a large rally. Let me refresh this page here on it. I was expecting either the bear flag to play out and for us to fall into a fifth wave, or I did say that we might go back up in the video as well. I kind of gave it two scenarios. I wasn't sure whether the bear flag played out or we went up, but I just did not think that we was going to go up this large. It is quite a big move up. When we go over here and look at the 60-minute chart, this was a bear flag, clearly, but you know, it did exactly what it did back here. Do you remember this one? I remember watching this one right here when the market went down, put in a bear flag. Difference with this one was you could see that the market was oversold here, and the last bar up gave you a hint. That last bar up kind of gave you a hint that the market was going to rally from it. Plus, this line was here of support showing, and it was still in major support. So it did give you a hint on this one that the market was going to run up the next day. So you would have exited all your shorts. You wouldn't have necessarily went long because it was a bear flag pattern, and you didn't know if it was going to play out the next day or not. If it was going to play out, it would have dropped. Opened up below this major support line and continued down. So just because this last bar rolled up and you didn't see any of this until the next day, all you seen was that last bar. You don't know. It could have gapped down and made another bar lower. So the only thing that you would have done here would have been exit your shorts and just wait and see if it gapped down and continued down or not. You really wouldn't have. I really would not have went long at that point because you just didn't know. Kind of the same scenario here. You really didn't know whether or not this was going to play out. It had been banging on this trend line here. If you draw a line here all the way through here and across the top, they had been banging on that trend line the entire day. Did not succeed in getting out of it into the close, which was a rarity. Usually into the close, when the volume is light, they will push it on through and close it above that trend line so that they can move up the next day. They didn't do that. They sold it down. And and at that point, we were also up here on the 60 and looking like it was ready to roll down. And it did not, it went up to the upside here. And, I did mention that was a possibility that we could run up here to around 1190. I said was a logical target, which would have been this falling trend line right here. If you draw a trend line right there, you would have went to 1190 to 1195. And then that would have been it. That would have been all that it would have been. And then you would have still been stuck in this channel, and then you might have continued down in another move down. But that is all changed, as now if we look at the 15-minute channel, here's where the line is drawn. We are outside of this channel right now. So I would guess, just because that's what this is, charting is nothing but speculating, folks. You're just going by the odds. I would guess that the best we're going to see is tomorrow morning. Possibly if it doesn't gap up, if it just opens flat, it might go down a little bit here and tag this trend line right here, and then I expect it to come back up. The 15 is rolling, wanting to roll back up. As you can see, it's still up here in positive territory. Still can curve back up, and it's outside this channel as well. The 30-minute, when you look at the 30-minute, it is oversold on the histogram tower on the bars, but look at where it came from. It came from negative 7.5. It's just now getting up to the 0 mark, and it was up here at positive 7.5. That tells me, that gives me an indication that it'll dip down maybe in the morning a little bit, stay above this trend line here, staying above the channel, outside the channel, and then possibly push back up, and maybe make lower towers as it works its way down throughout the entire day. But this works its way back up. And the other thing that really stands out to me with this is this right here, the longer time frame here. The longer time frame is the 65, 90, and 12, and it is definitely moving up and wanting to move up into positive territory, while this shorter time frame of 12, 26, and 9 is definitely overbought there. But again, when you look at where the moving averages are, they came from negative 7.5, and they are working their way up. They are now just at 0. I would not expect them to be overbought again until they hit, again, up here around 7.5 area. You get up there and you're certainly way overbought. Now, it doesn't have to get up that high, of course, but I do expect it to move a little bit higher. Even though this is pointing down here on the full stochastics, it could just go down a little bit and chop around a little bit as this tries to work its way back up higher on the 60. Now, the other reason to support this theory or scenario is the daily, given support, an upward bias, and a lift to the 60-minute chart. The 60 also, of course, has a bull flag. Of course, now this bear flag did not play out. It failed. And I think that was because the 60 or the daily chart, when we look at the daily here, it is hooked back up right now, and it has been an oversold territory. It is hooked back up, not fully yet. It hasn't given it a bearish cross or anything. I mean, a bullish cross, but it has kind of hooked back up. So certainly the downward pressure is off right now on the 60-minute chart. So the daily, as far as I can tell, is not putting any more downward pressure on the market. And as you can see, it's went down and wanting to hook back up. It has not yet, but it's getting close to bottoming out here, at least here. So it's kind of due a little bit of a retracement. So, but the fact that this daily is still way up here, still above, well, not up here close to 10, tells me that it's got a long ways that it can go down. Before it gets really oversold, it has to go down to like negative 10 or negative 15 or even negative 20 to get really oversold. But it doesn't mean that it can't have a little couple bars back up before it kind of rolls back down again. So that would kind of indicate maybe a move up and a roll and a move down, which would basically indicate maybe a move up a little bit higher to either the 61.8 or 76.4 Fibonacci level, but not taking out the top. So if it does not take out the top, if this rolls up into positive territory, I do believe it's going to take out the top, and we're going to go higher. At that point, you could pretty much consider this a wave 4, with this being a big wave 3, and we got a wave 5 still coming, which would be that was a wave 2, and that'd be a wave 1, and the whole move up is as some 5th wave of primary wave 2, if you want to look at it that way. And it would end up at our 12 60 to 1280 level, and that would be again matching up with the Dow's fake print of about 11,800. That's possible. It is very possible. So, you know, I'm giving you two scenarios here. What we're going to look for here is how high it goes up. If it goes up, the charts right now say it should go up a little bit more and then peak out and top and then fall into a wave 3 and find support somewhere around here. The ideal situation is for it not to take out this bottom here. If it falls one more time, and it could be, if we're moving up, still moving up, and still technically in primary wave 2, then it moves up in 5 waves and down in 3. Well, we can see it did move down here in 3 here. It went 1, 2, 3. That'd be an A, B, C. Whereas here, if that was a wave 1, then an A, B, C for a wave 2, then a wave 3, then we can have an A, B, C here for a wave 4, and one final plunge up into January or February next year to hit our print. This right here is a necktie support on the daily, or will be, and it will provide really good support at this level should we get down to this level, which is 1130-ish area. So that could be a possible target if this does fall into a wave 3 or a C. We don't know yet whether or not this is the top of primary wave 2. I don't think it is because of that fake print. I think that the top of primary wave 2 is 11,800. I think it's, you know, it's just not going to be hit yet. So if we go up here and tomorrow a little bit, maybe do a pause day tomorrow, maybe up Monday, as long as we stay below this top, we can fall in a wave 3 or a wave C. If it's a wave C, it's going to end right here. It could either end here. It's not likely to end here. It's not far enough for it to fall down. But if it ends here on this bullish cross right here, which would be a necktie, that's about 1130-ish area. That would give it great support. I don't know if that violates Elliott wave, whether or not this top right here. I think it does, but maybe it'll move up a little bit by the time it gets to that point and falls back down to here. Maybe it'll be 1135, still not violating the Elliott wave, which I don't think it can go lower on I think you can't go lower on a wave 4 than your up move on then your top of a wave 1. So again, wave 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. That's your bullish scenario for, you know, next week. Now that basically means that this goes up a little bit here and starts to move its way up, curls up a little bit, but then kind of goes back down and works its way back down and does go into negative territory a little bit here, then finally moves back up into January and February next year, early January for the final peak. And at that point, of course, this is going to move up and put in a bunch of positive histogram tower bars. That's the possibility. Now, if this thing buries itself way deep down in here to negative 20 or something like that, really goes deep, then you know, that means we're likely to take out the 1040 and even the 1020. I just don't know if we're there yet or not. Again, you're looking at the same thing here on the weekly. It looks like about, again, 1130, 1140 area, 1132, 1130, yeah, somewhere around that area is support on the weekly and on the daily. So that would kind of give this a kind of lower histogram towers. It works its way down. The market goes higher as it works its way down. And when it finally crosses over, then it's done. And P, and then we're done. So I hope that kind of makes sense to what I'm thinking here. So I'm thinking maybe it falls down a little bit in the morning as this kind of dips down, but then we recycle back up after the first people go in there and short early in the morning from 9:30 in the morning till about about 11 or something. Works its way down, and then the rest of the day it goes back up and closes wherever it wants to close to squeeze out all the shorts and pin the SPY wherever they want to pin it. So slight down still makes it a bull flag, and then up into the rest of the day and close it wherever they want. So that's what I'm looking for, down and up. Okay, All right, guys. Good luck, everyone.